Think back to the time of your life. Chances are, you were too young to realize it until the moment passed you by. It was once written that art is long and time is fleeting, and without warning, our moment becomes footprints on the sands of time. With the promise of youth comes the empty pages of destiny, waiting for their story to be written. At one time or another in our lives, we all have been guilty of taking life for granted. Before we know it, morning comes, and we wake up to the realization that something we truly love has vanished, and there is nothing that can bring it back. All that's left are the bitterly cold memories of what once was, and the painful heartbreak of regret. Unfortunately, regret can sometimes last a lifetime. But there are times, usually when we least expect it, the opportunity for a second chance casts its light upon us. With the sunrise comes the courage to gather in what had once been taken away. It is then we find redemption. For Chris Bush and Tuna Gregory, two players who missed playing in the greatest season in Georgia Tech lacrosse history, their redemption came the minute they stepped on to the Rose Stamps field to begin workouts for the upcoming season. Their second chance had been found.
Unfortunately, in the 2015 season, we were obviously having a great year, undefeated up until the conference championship game against Virginia Tech, and with a couple minutes to go, Coach Lovick actually told me not to go in, but being the stubborn kind of player that I am, I went back into the game and tried to make a play and ultimately just stepped wrong on my right foot and tore my ACL, my meniscus in that right knee. And so obviously we went on to lose that game. That was an incredibly tough time for me, but like I said, definitely feel like I'm coming back strong this season. I think initially, my immediate thought was just really upset that we had lost. Having all those experiences that we had during that season, not losing a game and playing so well together, we didn't accomplish the #1 goal that we set out to go win a conference championship. And that kind of transitioned to later on where I thought, you know, I have never really dealt with a major injury like that, of that caliber. So as the day progressed and as the days went on after that, it really fully set in that not only did we lose that game, but I might not be playing lacrosse or any other sport for a while, which really affected me, not because of personally that I wouldn't be able to play, but just because I wouldn't be able to be out there with my teammates, especially during the upcoming playoffs in that 2015 season.
Bush could have distanced himself from the game, and also his teammates, but he didn't do that. He checked his pride at the locker room door and did whatever was asked of him on game day. From coaching players to being a water boy,
make sure y'all get water. Let's go.
Nothing was beneath him.
Thankfully, the coaches and the rest of the teammates were able to help me find my role in more of a manager/student coach role, which ultimately I thought was a really good step in the right direction for the team. Having a couple of us who were key contributors in the 2015 season, we could come back in 2016 and assume more of a, I guess, supervisory role, but seeing everybody out there having fun, because granted those are our best friends, having all that fun out there, it definitely hurt at certain times, but ultimately in the times we were most successful, I felt that I was fully a part of the team and never really skipped a beat on that.
I broke my leg and tore a lot of things in my ankle. I actually just slipped on grass. It was really, like on the sidewalk. It was pretty embarrassing. It was tough, obviously. We say it all the time, play like this is your last game, like you can't play tomorrow. And it's really hard to understand that feeling until you've experienced it. And it was as tough as everyone says it is. Hated being on the sideline, especially when the team was struggling or behind, and there was nothing I could do to really help on the field. Off the field, I did my best to contribute and help still be part of the team. The way I look at it is I've got a season of reps to make up, and so I'm always trying to get those back in practice. And as far as regrets, it's not good to live with regrets, but I definitely remember it and let it motivate me.
You would think someone with a terrible leg injury would want to hang up his cleats and walk away from the game for good. But for number 24, wearing Georgia Tech white and gold, the game wasn't the most important thing that motivated him to return.
It's the camaraderie. I played team sports growing up throughout high school, throughout middle school. When I came to college, I knew I had to do something team-oriented. There's something about doing this kind of stuff, morning glories, working hard, struggling with people, there's this bond. It's really hard to explain. I've tried to explain it to my friends before, and they don't understand, but I would do anything for these guys, and that's why I love the sport.
Let the example of these young men be a lesson to all of us. When adversity strikes, take a good, long look in the mirror. Then ask yourself, do I run and hide, hoping the storm will eventually pass? Or do I stand and face the fire, knowing that my sacrifice and will to succeed are the things that truly endure? They will be here long after the fear and heartbreak of the past have subsided.
1, 2, 3, all right!
In Chapter 5 of Future Goals, becoming champions doesn't always come from having great players and coaches. Sometimes it comes from having great players and coaches wanting each other to be great.
Now to get ourselves ready for spring. Okay, it starts now.